Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Julie and I mostly make content surrounding topics such as music, makeup, as well as mental health. If you didn't know from my last video, I am in burnout, so no, I didn't have the spoons on my break in my work day to get my camera out. But anyway, that's not why you're here. Today you're here because I am sorta, kinda reviewing the new Spiritbox album. I promised myself I would, and it's days late. But again, I just don't really have the spoons to fully do a comprehensive review. I have listened to the album in full at least a couple of times now, and I think I feel confident enough to say what I think about it just because a lot of the songs that are on it I already have heard and have listened to many times, and with the exception of the few new ones. So Eternal Blue was released September 17th, this past Friday, and the record has 12 songs on it. It's about 43 minutes long, and it's Spiritbox's first full-length debut album. Of course, they have other EPs, and we've all been waiting for Spiritbox to have more music, and there's been criticism of how can you even say they're one of your favorite bands? They don't have like a full album. But now they do, so everyone can let that slide. So one strength of the album I feel are the opener and the closer. I really like Sun Killer. I think it is a very strong opener for the album, and it really encapsulates everything Spiritbox well. Like, the lyricism's pretty cool, and it has some more moody kind of vibes to it and gets a little more intense as the song builds. And then, of course, I really did appreciate that Constance was the last song on the album. I was kind of curious how Constance was going to play into the theme of the album overall, and it does make logistical sense to put a song like that that's really slow and sad at the end because there is a lot of energy and things going on this album. Now, I would say my least favorite song, and it's funny, on the album is actually Holy Roller. Maybe it's just because I've heard it so many times, so it's not as exciting anymore. Like, I still like Holy Roller, but it was funny because I was with my boyfriend Dave, and he had listened to the album, and he was showing me the album again, and he skipped it. And I'm like, you just skipped Holy Roller? And he was like, yeah, because I've heard it so many times. They literally just copied and pasted the work that they did and put it on here. We've all heard it. Not that that's a bad thing. They should put the songs that they've had out for however long on the album, and I think Holy Roller, of course, deserves a spot. I'm on Genius's website right now, and it's, of course, the most viewed song. It has the most views, and looking at the lyricism of that song. So other songs that have already been out that we've heard are Constance, Circle With Me, Secret Garden, and Hurt You. Hurt You just came out recently. I thought the music video for that was really interesting, and I think that song's catchy. Like, the beat of it tends to get stuck in my head a lot. I will say I really like the song Yellow Jacket. That was a super good song, especially because it has Sam Carter from Architects in it. I thought that was a really strong feature. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Architects, so I was pretty happy with that song overall. I saw like a Facebook comment from someone who I kind of agree with, I think, in my general feedback of the album, that was like, Spiritbox, you guys played it safe with this album, but it's still really good. And I think I sort of agree. That's kind of like my boyfriend's impression too. I mean, he was like looking at the guitars because he's a musician and was saying like, the guitar's a little boring. Not on every song, but on some of them. And I kind of noticed that. But again, I'm more of mental health focus, or just this sounds good. Like, I'm not a music critic, so that part didn't hit me as hard as it may have for more music critical thinkers out there. But I do agree with that Facebook comment. I think like Spiritbox knows what they're good at, and they know how to like make that a cohesive piece. And that's what they did here. I don't think they were like, let's be really experimental and like try out all these new things. I really don't think that generally crossed Spiritbox's mind with this album. I think they know, a good blend of Courtney's cleans and unclean vocals, especially, just blend really well in all the songs. And I'm glad there's a lot of clean vocals on this album too. I think that's what makes Spiritbox really stand out, is the blend. I think the blend is just like appropriate, like of a balance between the two. Like, they fuse well together. And I find it so interesting that like Courtney's uncleans are so like deep, but her voice, like when she's singing, doesn't sound as deep. Like, maybe she's an alto, maybe, I don't know. It's been a while since I've been into music stuff, but I do find it interesting, the difference between her cleans and uncleans, and It's really fascinating. I mean, you have to work really hard at doing uncleans to comfortably be able to do that for a period of time. And I really give her a lot of props for this. I do think they really put their heart and soul into this album. I think I really like the song The Summit, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, I'm kind of cheating and looking at Genius over here. Like, I think I like the lyricism in the pre-chorus, like, how could I know when the ebb and flow would desert you? How can I crawl up to reach those heights and run? Like, it's pretty in-depth. And I understand that some people might like Spiritbox more so for, like, wow, it's just like really catchy and awesome metalcore and it's female fronted. And those are definitely strengths of Spiritbox. But I do think that the lyricism is pretty interesting as well. Actually, no one's really predicted the meanings of a lot of these songs yet. I'm sure you fans out there are going to tell me that's not true. Again, burnout, I've been behind. But I really just think the album in general flows really well. Like, the order of the tracks on the album make a lot of logical sense to me. And I just enjoyed it as an overall piece. I definitely have to listen to it a few more times. I'm happy with it. I wouldn't say I'm like over the moon excited. I don't know how much of that is that I'm just like in burnout, so I can't like access my feeling of excitement about much of anything right now, or if it's more of that they played it safe. But it's not a criticism to play it safe. There are plenty of bands that play it safe, like State Champs. I feel like State Champs and the story so far, like those pop punk, it's a different genre than this, but I feel like those bands play it safe. Maybe the story so far a little less. They've kind of changed up. But the State Champs like knows what works for them. They're like, and this is what I'm going to do again and again and again. But to be fair, this is Spiritbox's first only ever album, so I have a feeling as they continue to grow and produce more music that they will experiment more over time. I mean, there's no doubt about it that we know they're talented. We know how talented and experienced Courtney is in the music scene, going from I Wrestled a Bear Once and the Uncleans and that to this. I mean, it's very impressive. I think the album overall is very well produced, and it brings up a lot of emotions, especially ending with Constance. And yes, I was criticized for Constance when I did my reaction video. I'm like, oh, it's about death. They're like, it's about dementia. Like, it's deeper than just someone passing away who's old. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. I missed some of that. So that's definitely a very deep theme to end the album with. And Eternal Blue makes sense. Like, when I think of the color blue or like feeling blue, I would definitely say I feel a little blue listening to this album overall, even though there are more energetic components to it and aspects of it that I really do appreciate or vibe with more. Like Holy Roller. I know I was just saying that's my least favorite song for now, but it doesn't mean I don't like it. Like, it's definitely still exciting to listen to at certain points, and definitely more of an energetic piece that just shows how strong Courtney's Uncleans really are, and you know how strong the band is cohesively. It's just pretty impressive to me, everything Spiritbox has done. And I'm not a big fan of feminism being non-binary these days, but I do think of Courtney when I think of feminism and think like, okay, I can approve of it now. So I'm really proud of this album overall. Again, disclaimer, I'm not a music critic, so that's why I'm just generally rambling about why I liked the album. I'm not giving it a number review. I'm not really being critical and just saying as a fan, I'm happy with it, and I hope that it continues to grow on me more as I listen to it. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoy it. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel as well. I'm not even going to put my social medias because I'm super avoidant and paranoid right now. But you know what? If you have me on Instagram, lucky you, because I'm terrified of people right now, to be completely frank. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts about the Spiritbox album. Are you happy with it? Did it reach all your hopes and dreams? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments. All right, I will catch you on the flip side. Bye, all.